All right, guys, welcome back to Spar Scene MMA Show. Today, we're doing our best bets for this weekend's Moreno versus Royval 2 in Mexico City. The Mexico national jersey on. But yeah, let's get into it.
Oh, show me the money, huh? Show me the money.
Guys, speaking of Shooty Box and Charles Oliveira, my best bet this weekend is going to be a Shoot Box teammate of his, Felipe Dos Santos. As you guys remember, his last fight against Manel Kape, it was a brawl. It was 3 rounds on the feet, just trading. And Dos Santos looked great. That was his UFC debut. He's 23 years old. So he has a big future in the UFC. We just saw Ilya Taporia win the title at 27. I think Felipe Dos Santos can be that guy to get there at 27, if not earlier. Yeah, he's a dangerous guy. He's, his last fight said a lot about who he is as a person, a fighter. He's tough, he's durable, he's fast. Alton Moreno, we don't know much about his striking. He's a good striker, but his last fight against Tim Elliott, mainly a wrestling match. So we didn't get to see too much about his striking. We'll see what happens this weekend. I think Dos Santos is a safe pick. He's minus 290, a little bit of a risk, but I think he is a guaranteed. I hate saying guaranteed on these things. Nothing's guaranteed, but I do
the
think
guaranteed stuff for the paid plan.
Yeah. You got some inner info we can't share, but no, I think he'll just show how talented he is, and I think this will be a good fight for him to make a statement in Mexico, even though he's not from Mexico. Alton Moreno's he already beat a teammate of his, Lacerda, I think 2 fights ago. He already beat his teammate. So maybe he has some cues they can pick up from that fight, what he did with Lacerda, maybe take advantage of some opportunities. But I think it'll be a fun fight for sure.
Yeah. And it's a soft landing that he deserves, because imagine coming into the UFC on short notice against a guy who's basically like, who knows what, 1 to 3 fights away from a title shot at any point. Because Manel, with all of his drama that he has outside the cage with his weight misses and things like this, he was a force to be reckoned with in Rizin, which is like the new Japanese pride kind of, sort of style a little bit. But for my pick on this one's largely, it's the co-main. On this one, we got Yair Rodríguez Pantera versus Brian Ortega. Now, the first fight ended prematurely, and Brian Ortega was getting it to the ground finally after getting tuned up with kicks for about a round. And it was near the end of the round, I believe. He's up against the fence, and Yair kind of went for some wild scrambles, because what we've always known about Yair, he's not necessarily a ground fighter all the time, but off his back, he's got a dangerous guard. And I think it was a little surprising. He hit a little bit of a triangle entanglement, and something happened. Boom, Ortega's shoulder goes. And the fight ended prematurely there. We didn't really get to see who was going to win that fight, because we know Ortega comes back from behind all the time. So my biggest reason for picking Yair in this fight, okay, is the inactivity of Brian Ortega. Brian has this tendency to have a bunch of wars and great fights every time he's out there, but he disappears for long periods of time. And I know he had to deal with this injury, which that just compounds it, makes it even worse. So timing, I think, is going to be a little bit of an issue. I think he's been out of the game a little bit. I mean, yes, Yair had a tough fight against Volk, former champ Volk. And then, of course, before that, he had a all-out war with Max Holloway. And then he beat Josh Emmett for the intermediate title, right? And just to hold on to it for a little bit. But I have a feeling that the activity of Yair is going to tip the scales. I think he's a little bit more in the mix. And one thing that worries me about Brian here is his most reliable way of finishing a fight is to submit you. But once again, like Mackenzie Dern, like some of these jiu-jitsu fighters, he does not have a reliable way to get the fight to where he needs it to be. Look at his fight against Max. Look at his fight against Volk. The only reason why he ended up in grappling situations was not because he shot. He didn't shoot and take them down. He actually knocked Volk down. Whatever it was a little weird little punch in it. You notice Volk lost his footing, and then he jumped to that mounted guillotine. Then there was the triangle. There were some really tense moments in that fight. So that being said, at any moment, Yair could get subbed here. But overall, I have a feeling that he's going to edge him out, most likely by decision. So I'm going to take money line favorite on Yair Rodriguez minus 182.
I like that pick.
One funny thing,
Yeah, I
real
think,
quick. I saw. Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
I was saying, Brian Ortega posted like this video of him like singing to like a song, and some guy in the comments like just randomly was like, you're gonna lose if you're gonna be a bad fighter. You're probably gonna lose if you take 2 years off." And he's like, "Agreed." Like Brian Ortega said, "I agree with you." It's like, all right. Even he knows that's an issue to take too much time off.
Wow. So he's just like, yeah, sure. Sounds good, hater.
Yeah.
Wow. Does not bode well.
He's a single Ortega now, right? Single Ortega.
Yeah.
Dude, those baby blues, you get lost in them, dude. Halle Berry got lost in those baby blues. They never saw her ever again, dude. It's over.
All right. Before that's for the other episode. But for the last pick, I'm going with Brandon Moreno versus Royval 2. I wasn't sure exactly where I want to go with this pick. I think Brandon Moreno is going to win this fight again, but Royval has gotten a lot better. Last time Moreno beat him in the first round knockout. So, but Royval's gotten a lot better, and they both are coming off decision losses to Pantoja. And I was looking at the odds, trying to figure out what the best bet for this fight was, and I saw that the over 3.5 rounds was plus 125. So I really like that bet, especially with the flyweight division. Their skills are so diverse, and we've seen this in the past few fights, especially both guys against Pantoja. They're going back and forth. They're striking. Then next thing you know, they're on the ground scrambling, and then they're right back up to striking again. So I think this is going to be very back and forth for 3.5 rounds. I would pick Brandon Moreno to win. That was originally my best bet. But when I saw these odds came out, I thought this was a lot better plus money, especially with it being, like I said, the flyweight division going back and forth. Both guys are light on their feet, light in their weight. So I don't think they have too much knockout power. Brandon Moreno obviously has proven that he can knock out Royval, but I don't know. I don't see it really happening. I think both guys have improved since then. It's going to be a little more even match, and hopefully, I think, go to distance. I mean, both guys can go the distance with Pantoja. I think they can go the distance with each other. So that's why I'm taking the plus 125 money.
Yeah.
I think this is the week we got 3-0.
Yeah.
This could be it.
I think this is the week.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're getting sharp, man. We started off 0-3. We went to 2-1.
Yeah.
Now we're 2-1 again. We're knocking on the door, 3-0.
There we go.
We're knocking on the door.
Yeah.
If we go 3-0 this week, Simon, can I get a pair of those headphones that match the hat, or who do I need to talk to about that?
Oh yeah, that's our sponsor that we're gonna announce in a few weeks. So
Okay.
we'll keep you guys updated with that.
That's the off-white studio equipment.
Yeah, you
Only our
guys
host
don't
gets
really
the
know.
fancy stuff, huh?
Yeah, I get the packages. So, all right, guys. Well, that pretty much does it. Like we said, if you're struggling with some income right now, you guys can just watch our video, get some plus money. Yeah, if you guys want to see a recap of UFC 298, we just posted that. So you guys, we got a lot of content coming out. We do best bets every week. There's a lot of action, pretty much a fight every week up until 300. So we'll try to get you guys some money, get you guys out of that hole. So we'll see you guys next time. Peace.